Hello beautiful souls and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about a deep transformative message about your love life. So we're going to be looking at your love life and looking at what spirit has to say and what messages that they have for you today. If you are new to these videos, I'm going to give you a quick little rundown about how they work. As you can see, we have 4 different groups in front of me. We have group number 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing, there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box so that you can skip right ahead to your personal prediction all about that deep transformative message, all about your love life. If you like to choose with crystals on the cards, then let's go ahead and put some crystals on these cards. All right, my loves, if you like to choose with crystals, here are our crystal options. We actually have a flower over on pile number 1. I was really feeling this reddish purple rose. So that is what we have for group number 1. Group number 2, we have this beautiful piece of rose quartz. Group number 3, we have this amazing piece of angel aura quartz. And then over on group number 4, we have some pyrite. So again, take a moment, pause the video in order to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that'll be linked to your specific cards that you can skip right ahead to your personal prediction. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, so group number 1, if you chose this pile, then let's go ahead and hop right into your reading. All right, so group number 1, we have some pretty powerful cards that came out for you. We have the 6 of Swords, the 8 of Cups, the Empress, the 6 of Wands, and then the 8 of Wands here. So starting off with this 6 of Swords, the 6 of Swords talks about moving to better times. Spirit wants you to know that you are moving on to much better times in your love life, and Spirit also wants you to know to expect better for yourself within your love life. I feel like you've been through some rough kind of waters before in terms of different relationships in your life. Like you've kind of experienced all sorts of different bumps, hurdles, challenges, and that kind of stuff within your love life. Spirit wants you to know that you are being guided right now to something so much better. And Spirit wants you to know that you're very much worthy of better in your love life. Some of you may be in like a good relationship now. Some of you may be single. Some of you may be, moving away from a toxic relationship at the moment. And Spirit just wants you to know that better times are coming. So know that, expect that. You could have gone through something that was a little bit bittersweet that kind of made you feel maybe almost, sad to leave it. But there's like a deep knowing in your heart that you deserve more. And it's kind of felt like maybe something has been missing and maybe we haven't fully felt complete within our love life yet. It maybe always kind of feels like maybe something's missing and maybe we're seeking that within another person. So the 8 of Cups here can indicate that we're on a journey of fulfillment, finding a way to make ourselves whole. It may feel like in the moment that something's a little bit missing within your love life. The 8 of Cups indicates that we're feeling like, there's just some sort of missing piece to the puzzle within our love life. And Spirit's advice for you is to find that fulfillment within yourself and not within a relationship. This doesn't mean, hey, don't find a relationship. This doesn't mean that you cannot find a relationship. This doesn't mean that you cannot create happiness within a relationship. But Spirit's message for you is to not seek that fulfillment from another person. When the 8 of Cups is next to the Empress, this is about creating that full fulfillment on your own. Because then when you arrive to a relationship, you're going to better recognize who is a good match for you. Because once you're whole and complete and you're not really seeking things from other people, we don't get attached to people in the same way. We don't get toxically attached to them to where it becomes codependent. Whenever we enter a relationship, when we have a missing piece, we tend to create a codependency in the relationship, which ends up kind of putting a lot of pressure on another person and ends up kind of creating a little bit of toxicity, because we end up needing the other person to be a certain way and fulfill a certain role for us, which then again puts a lot of pressure on that other person. And people are always changing. We're always growing and we're always changing. So if we're relying on somebody to be a certain way for us, we're going to run into a lot of disappointment. But when we can focus on creating that full fulfillment within our entire being, we can then find someone who is also full, and then we get to celebrate together. Then we get to celebrate our wholeness together. We get to share our wholeness together. There isn't pressure for this person to fill an empty hole for you. It's more like, oh, I'm whole and complete and I'm super happy in my life. You're whole and complete and super happy in your life. And I just enjoy spending time with you. This is great. And it creates more harmony. And it creates a space where there's no codependency. You're on a journey right now, and I'm hearing that over the next 3 months, I hear that also March is going to be a significant month for you, for your healing and for finding more fulfillment in your life. March is going to be a pretty significant month. And this is a timeless reading, by the way. So no matter when you're listening to this, whenever March is coming up, maybe you're also in March right now when you're listening to this, March is going to be a significant month for your healing. I think there's going to be specific things happening that are going to build your confidence more and help you realize and see that you can find fulfillment on your own, which again doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're not going to want a relationship or that you cannot have a relationship or whatnot. When we find fulfillment on our own, in fact, it kind of opens up our heart more to being able to celebrate more love, because we have more wholeness to give, to share, to experience with another person. And Spirit wants you to focus on your own internal abundance and nurture and care. And Spirit says, if you focus on that, you are going to be surprised how many people want to be with you, celebrate you. I feel like, especially if some of you are single right now, and maybe if you've been having a hard time maybe finding somebody, or having a hard time finding somebody who is good for you, I feel like you're going to have a lot of options. Once you go through this healing and this wholeness, you're going to be at a space where you feel so great, and there's like a celebration around you, and you're magnetizing good people towards you, literally magnetizing. I'm also hearing that your life is going to become so much more fun and exciting. And this whole new chapter is opening up for you through this transformation and through this healing. So if you focus on creating that fulfillment for yourself, it's going to send ripples across your entire life in a very positive way. And you're going to be able to feel more love. This is about self-love. Spirit says if you focus on that self-love, like, you would be so surprised what is in store for you and what you're going to begin to attract in your life. You are meant to have a great relationship. You are meant to have very positive circumstances in your life, especially since you have this Empress card. You are meant to be the Empress or Emperor, whatever archetype you resonate with the most. But the Empress coming up for you indicates this feminine nurturing. It's time to nurture yourself. I feel like a lot of you may be really great at, maybe nurturing other people or giving so much, but now's a time to really focus on giving back to you, because it is going to be so transformative in such a positive way. All of these cards right here are so wildly positive. I'm also hearing that it's time for you to walk away from trying to force something. Spirit says, don't force something. If it's not working out, it's not working out. Lay back, relax, and Come back to your divine feminine. Just nurture, rejuvenate, make yourself feel whole, good, abundant from within. Focus on creating your own happiness to where you're feeling so good that you're riding your high horse. You're like, oh yeah, I feel great, I feel whole, I feel fulfilled. You're going to magnetize really amazing people into your life. The Eight of Wands, things are going to begin moving forward for you faster than ever. And I feel like communication is just going to come really fast. People wanting to talk to you, people wanting to hear more about you, learn more about you, get to know you. I feel like the air will just be so clear, and your head will also be clear. Especially if you feel cloudy right now. If you feel cloudy about a particular situation, it's time to walk away from it for a second. Regather yourself, rejuvenate yourself, focus on you and your own happiness, build yourself up, because you're going to gain so much clarity through that. All of a sudden, it's going to be so clear who you want to have in your life. All of a sudden, it's going to be so clear what direction to go in order to create the best, most favorable, most amazing circumstances. It's all about moving away from the things that are not quite working for you, taking a step away from the things that are cloudy and foggy, and just focusing on you, your healing, your own inner love, your own inner peace and nurture. And whew, is that ever going to transform your love life in such a deep way? Such a deep way. This is about getting back into your own element, getting to know you. And I feel like this is actually, it's not going to be a super hard process for you. I feel like this is something that it'll take off. Like, just once you get in the groove of practicing self-love, self-nurture, taking care of yourself, finding out what it is that you love. Get to know you. What makes you feel successful? What makes you feel amazing? What makes you feel great? Focus on that, and everything's gonna fall into place. I'm also hearing raise your standards for yourself and for others. Raise your standards of value and respect for yourself. That's a huge message within here. Raise your standards and your respect for yourself. And I'm also hearing to respect and uplift others. Walking away from things that might bring annoyance. Let's leave it behind. Leave the past behind you. There's a huge message in here of leave the past behind you. Focus on the present. Focus who you do want in your life. And let's uplift them too. But first, we must uplift ourselves. That is the major aspect of this. First, you must uplift yourself. Then it's going to be clear who you're going to want in your life and how to take action towards creating balance and great circumstances for yourself. Ooh, we also have the deception card. Some of you are quite confused right now, and some of you are worried maybe about being lied to. Some of you, in your past, you may have been lied to. And maybe it's something where we're needing to walk away from things that don't have our best interest at heart. It's really time for you to cut ties and walk away. I feel like some of you may still have a slight tie to your past. Some kind of tie to your past, whether that be still keeping a relationship from your past, not fully letting go of it. I feel like it's not led to the best of events in your life. Keeping this tie. Keeping this relationship in your life. There's a huge message here of walking away from people who've disrespected you, dishonored you, and hurt you in deep ways. I am hearing up-level yourself. Know your worth is a huge message coming up. Know your worth. You are so much more worthy than this stuff in your past. So much more worthy. It's time to raise your standards. And the more that you love yourself, the more that you give to yourself and you make yourself abundant and make yourself feel amazing, the more that you're no longer going to attract these things into your life, because your standards are just going to be so much higher that anybody below that, you don't even see it. It's not even in your plane of existence or sight. Like, once you raise your standards, this stuff literally is going to be so down below you that you're not even seeing it. Raise the bar, raise the standard higher, and don't ever lower it, because as soon as we may have standards in our mind saying like, I want honesty, I want this, I want that. But then as soon as we let something slide under the rug, as soon as we, continue to enable people to disrespect us, that bar no longer exists, right? It just becomes something that's like not very enforceable. So let's actually enforce it. Let's create like that. Let's raise that bar and let's make it a very strong, sturdy bar for ourselves, where we're not going to accept, situations that are below that. We also have forgiving and learning. Look at what this card says. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. As you release and heal the past. Forgiveness is such a powerful thing. However, sometimes we look at forgiveness and we say like, oh, if I forgive them, that means, everything's good. We erase what's happened and we can go back to normal. No, sometimes forgiveness means that, okay, we forgive because we understand other people. And we understand that, people make mistakes, but at the same time doesn't mean that that person can just come right back into our life and cause these patterns to happen. Forgiveness is so healing and we should forgive, absolutely. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that the door becomes open again. We can forgive and be like, while I forgive you, I don't ever want to see you again. I don't ever want to experience this again. So, I'm drawing the line. We need to draw a line somewhere, right? We need to draw a line. We can forgive, but we can also draw lines and boundaries. Drawing lines and boundaries is very healthy. Forgiveness is also healthy. And both of them actually go hand in hand. So I'm hearing drawing lines to the past and focusing forward. Look at all of these cards are focused forward, and she's looking right at you in the middle. This card moving forward, this card facing forward, this card facing forward, the wands forward. I'm really hearing from Spirit, it is time to focus on you. The center card is focused right on you. It's time to focus on you and move forward. And drawing a line to the past. Do we want to come back to unfulfilling situations? Do we want to recreate? Do we want to reinstigate unfulfilling situations? Because we get to choose what we engage in. We get to choose what we allow to repeat. We can't just, say a word and be like, oh, I'm creating this boundary, and then just expect somebody to respect it. If they don't, if their actions show us that they don't respect what we say, we draw that line and we move on. If somebody doesn't respect your boundaries, then we need to find the people that do. Surround ourselves with people that do respect our boundaries and do respect us and what we say and what we value, right? I'm hearing that there's going to be massive learning for you within the month of March. And I'm also hearing in June, your circumstances are going to begin to shift a lot. A lot. Ooh, look what else we have. We have friendship. there's a good support system in your life or coming into your life. I think Spirit also wants you to focus on creating bonds that you're like, yes, I love this bond. This is a bond I really want in my life forever. What are those bonds? I think there's also going to be a really important person helping guide you through this. There's a person that's going to help your love life a lot. A person that you may be close to, or a person that may just be coming into your life. But there's a beautiful support system there, and I think that they're going to be offering a lot of wisdom for you. Let's see what else we get for you. Ooh, I think that there's a message here also about letting the past. Some of you may not actually have connections to your past other than like internet stalking. Maybe your ex or something like that. Maybe we're so curious about what are they doing? What are they doing now? What are they doing now? Or somehow we're like hearing about it. Spirit is also saying to draw boundaries there. Let it go. This is not fulfilling in any way, shape, or form. Is it doing anything for us? Probably not. In fact, I can probably guarantee it's not doing anything. So how are we spending our time? What are we spending our focus, our energy on? Your time and your energy is so precious. Are we wasting it on diving into dramas of our past? Or would we rather spend that time, spend that energy, spend those precious moments focusing on the future that we want to create for ourselves? We also have guarded. I'm hearing that this is about a message from Spirit saying to put up better boundaries. You don't need to close yourself off. You don't need to become guarded, because being guarded can be positive or good depending on what we do. The barbed wire, we don't need the barbed wire. However, the shield can be good, especially if we're able to move it around and open up to people that we do trust, the people that we do choose to let in. But having those proper boundaries to draw the line if there's people that disrespect our boundaries. So being guarded, when we do it in a healthy way, it's positive. So the positive form of being guarded is drawing clear boundaries that you actually enforce and that you actually have, you actually take them seriously, rather than putting up walls. Walls are toxic. Walls are negative. When we put up walls, we completely close ourselves off, and that's unhealthy. That's not good. That's when we'll find a lot more difficulty. But when we can have healthy boundaries, boundaries are positive. So that is another thing that we have there. Let's go ahead and get into some more cards for you. So let's see, group number 1, what other messages does Spirit have for you about your love life? We have luck is on your side. That's such a great card to be coming up. So Spirit wants you to know, luck is on your side. There's no need to worry. Also, focus on where you're aiming. New moon in Sagittarius, focus on where you're aiming. What do you want? Expand the possibilities in your mind of what you can have, and realize that there is better out there. There's better out there. Don't judge all your experiences so far and say that that's all there is. There's much better people out there. Much better people and much better circumstances. Luck is on your side. Focus on what do you want in your love life? What do you want in your love life? And raise your values and your standards. We also have the gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. My love, what does that tell you? That one is so self-explanatory. I don't even need to say what that is. You're very close to achieving your goal, especially if you focus and continue on creating those healthy boundaries, cutting out toxic activity. I'm hearing a message from Spirit about block the people that you don't want in your life anymore. Block that energy. Block it out. And when you focus on your healing, you focus on creating those proper boundaries, you're going to be so close to creating a life where you're going to invite in some of the best people. I feel like they're just around the corner. I feel like they're just around the corner for you. So let's go ahead and dive into maybe just a couple last cards here. I'm really feeling like pulling out this deck. Let's see. Let's see. Any last cards? Harvest. So all of your effort is going to pay off. Everything that you've been through thus far, the things that you've been learning, the things that you've been growing from, all of those things are going to pay off for you. There's a payoff for that. You are going to be rewarded. You are learning how to grow and blossom in your love life. And the learning that you're doing is going to allow you to have a much greater harvest in your future. A much greater harvest. So with that being said, let's end off this reading looking at the Astro Dice. So let's go ahead and take this one. We're going to roll this one 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that are going to be surrounding your love life over the next year. So let's see what Spirit has to say. So we have Gemini. Again, these zodiac signs could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising, or even a reflection of your own. So Gemini is a top one coming up. We also have Capricorn coming up as well. Gemini, Capricorn coming up again. And then also Pisces. Gemini, Capricorn, and Pisces are your top 3 zodiac signs that are going to be most likely surrounding your life over the next year in your love life. So that could be people, friends giving you advice. That could be someone significant coming into your life. That could indicate yourself. That could indicate the person that we need to let go of. You know, it could indicate all these different things. So let's go ahead and roll these all together now to get any last info for you. So we have the South Node in Pisces in the 10th house. The South Node talks about your past, and the 10th house talks about where you're going, the achievements you want to make. Think about your past and what you must release in order to get where you want to go. Think about the future that you really, really want, group number 1. What does that look like? If you could have anything, if you could write your own story, what would be the goal that you want to reach? What would be your most ideal outcome? And then think about, okay, what's currently holding me back from that? Is there current patterns, behaviors, attachments, or other things that shouldn't really belong in the picture of our ultimate dream life within our love life? Or like, does it match? Are there certain things that we need to let go of in order to make our life a better match to what we actually truly want? And if so, what are those things that we need to let go of? Pisces is getting dreamy, but also not wearing rose-colored glasses when it comes to our past, not seeing. I think some of you, with this sequence of Astro Dice that we have here, I think some of you tend to look at someone's potential rather than looking at who they are in the present moment. Just because somebody has the potential to be something doesn't mean that they ever will be. It's up to them, right? So look at who someone is in the present moment. Do you love and accept all of what they are just in the present moment if they stayed that exact same person for the rest of their life? They never changed. They never got to what you see their potential to be. Look at who you're surrounded by. And it's good to see people's potential. That's such an encouraging thing. But at the same time, sometimes we can create illusions with that. Like sometimes we can tend to wear rose-colored glasses around certain people, and we tend to ignore their flaws and only ever look at their potentialities. But sometimes they just don't. Like if somebody doesn't want to fulfill that potential, then they're not going to. And we have to look at who somebody is in the present moment. We have to look at all of that. So, what do you want your love life to be? Are you matching that with your actions? And if so, what do we need to change in order to better pinpoint, in order to hit the target of what we want? Luck is on your side and you're so close. But let's recalibrate a few things to get perfectly on track. This card is also about hitting the target. So, what's your aim? What are we going for? And let's do it. Let's put it into action and let's do it, group number 1. So that is what we have here for you. Your outcome is going to be so beautiful, so transformative, and you're going to become so clear on where you're going. And there's going to be so much more fulfillment in that. So, my loves, I'm sending you so much love, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed today's message. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up to let me know that, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 2, if you chose this pile, then let's go ahead and hop right into your reading. Okay, so group number 2, sorry, we have a plane going by right now, so I apologize for the noise. We have the 5 of Wands being reversed, we have the Ace of Swords upright, the Hermit, the Page of Swords being reversed, and then the Page of Wands upright. One of the first messages for you with these cards right here is to seek greater understanding within yourself and within others, especially if there's like conflicting emotions, conflicting thoughts, conflicting ideologies, conflicting communication coming up either within yourself or within your relationship with another person. There's a message here from Spirit about seeking greater understanding when it comes to those inner and outer conflicts. Looking for new ways to approach things as well is going to help balance and benefit you in your love life. It's going to help balance and benefit you in so many ways. There's also a message here about reigniting the spark, reigniting the excitement. And this is going to be done through letting go of nitpickiness. And if you are unfamiliar with the term like being nitpicky, it's kind of like when we tend to maybe overthink at times, especially with the Page of Swords being reversed, we may tend to overthink, or we may tend to kind of assume negative intentions even when there may not be in certain situations. We may kind of, you know, before we have greater understanding of something, we may assume like, oh, was that meant as like, you know, a bad thing? Or was like this meant as this? Spirit has a message of seeking greater understanding behind the things that are said, behind the things that you feel, behind the things that you may think. It's going to bring out greater healing for you to where you're able to have fun and be silly again. Spirit really wants you to be fun, be silly, be young, and excited again. They want you to bring the funness back into your love life, into romance. Being fun, having that youthful excitement and that youthful like pull and that youthful drive, the youthful energy where we just feel like smiling all the time and we feel great and we feel excited and spontaneous and things are just exciting to discover. Spirit is saying that there are many new experiences for you within love. Many new experiences that we haven't even gotten to explore yet. And they're waiting for you on the horizon in your love life are these new fun experiences. And even if you're already like married and in a long-term relationship, these new fun experiences are like things that we have yet to discover within a marriage, things that we have yet to discover within a relationship, things that we have yet to discover in all aspects of our love life. Even if you're single right now, no matter what your relationship status is, there are things yet to explore and discover within your realm of love. And they're really fun and exciting things. And Spirit is so excited for you to get to experience them. But first, before we're able to get to this energy, we must first seek for greater understanding within others and within ourselves. And as we can go deeper, as we can explore maybe why these certain conflicting things are happening and get to beneath the surface, right? Because on the surface level, whenever we look at the surface level of an issue, whether that be somebody's not listening to what we told them to do, or somebody forgot about plans, or someone, said something that maybe we didn't really like, or maybe we felt a certain way after an interaction and maybe it caused us to feel certain things. That's just surface level of an issue. Those are all surface level things. But when we can go beneath the surface of these things, let's say we recently had a disagreement with someone, and let's say this disagreement caused some really hurt feelings. There's actually so much more beneath the surface of why these disagreements happened in the first place, why there's different perspectives, why there's misunderstandings, why emotions actually got hurt and triggered by certain things. There's always a much deeper aspect, a much deeper root to anything that happens on the surface of us or in a relationship. This is something known as shadow work, and the Hermit card particularly talks about shadow work, where we look at the unconscious. It's something that Carl Jung talks about a lot. If some of you haven't heard of Carl Jung, he's an amazing kind of thought leader and philosopher, basically. He's wrote a lot of books, and one of the concepts that he sort of brought up was that of the shadow. The shadow is our unconscious self, things that we're unconscious about. We may have unconscious triggers, unconscious fears, unconscious beliefs that create certain reactions and certain emotions towards situations that we're not even realizing what the root cause was. But then when we look at the shadow, when we look at the unconscious, when we explore the deeper aspects of ourselves and of others, it helps us understand what needs to be healed so that we can end old patterns. The Ace of Swords is majorly about ending old patterns and cutting them away so that we can begin new cycles, new patterns of thought, new patterns, new ways of communication. Spirit really also is bringing up your communication right now with Ace of Swords. How can we better communicate what it is that we're thinking? How can we communicate it in a way where it's going to be understood by the other person? How can we communicate things in a way where we get to the point without also cutting away too deeply on other people? How do we get to the point we share our honesty, we share our truth, but in a positive way? Even if we must talk about things that are a bit hard, how can we bring in more honesty? How can we bring in more truth? Right? This is about cutting to the core of an issue, but in a nice, beautiful, opening, safe, protective way, a healing way, while still getting to the bottom of it, exploring the deeper depths. And again, this is something that's going to be leading you to being able to be open to brand new experiences that we didn't even realize were there. The Page of Swords being reversed here. There's certain triggers that may come up between us or between the people, or the person that we may be in a relationship with. There may be certain things happening where certain triggers are fired. But it doesn't have to be. I think your whole perspective is going to be changing in love through some deeper work, some deeper exploration of yourself and of others. Some of you may be really interested in philosophy right now, and Spirit is giving you like a thumbs up. Spirit is giving you a thumbs up. If you've been doing like deeper research, deeper healing, deeper meditation, taking time for yourself to like look deeper within things and figure stuff out. If you've been doing that, Spirit is like giving you a round of applause right now. They're like, yes, you're on the right track. And even if you haven't gone there yet, Spirit is like, okay, like let's go there, because this is going to help you unlock, again, brand new experiences. Page of Wands. Also, I keep hearing this mosquito or like fly or something in this room. I hear it so strongly. I don't even know where that is. I can't see it anywhere in here. but I keep hearing this loud buzz. Anyway, I always take these things as signs from the universe. The fact that there's this buzzing indicates that there may be something going on in your mind, a buzzing that's constantly in your mind, like an annoyance. Where are we kind of getting annoyed by certain things easier? Where are we not dealing with an issue and kind of just letting it buzz around and float around until we all of a sudden are like getting angry and we're like, okay, I need to get this thing gone. Like, this is really annoying. This is the things that we need to explore deeper, to uncover the truths. Then we get to unlock such deep freedom over here with the Page of Wands. You're going to be unlocking this really fun, young, youthful, excited, and funny, humorous. Page of Wands, super humorous. Some of you have let go of your ability to laugh. Some of you haven't laughed in a long time, especially when it comes to issues coming up, problems coming up, annoyances happening. Where have we lost the ability to just laugh and have fun about it, right? This is about becoming a kid again. Not taking things overly seriously. Let's have a brand new wave of thought coming into our love life where we allow ourselves to just laugh at situations again. And we're like, wow. Where we genuinely begin to appreciate the people that are around us. And we laugh at all of our different quirks, all of our different ways of being. And we have fun again. We have absolute, real fun again. It's time to let loose. Let yourself enjoy the experience of a life, the experience of other people. Coming back to that fun, joyous part of you where we stop worrying so much about responsibilities, about having to take life so seriously. As an adult, we begin to take life really seriously, right? And we forget to kind of have fun like a kid. Spirit is saying that so many things are going to completely just even out in your life as you become the Page of Wands again. This funny, humorous, fun-seeking, pleasure-seeking person. Seek the fun, seek the joy, uplift. Talk about the good qualities that you enjoy in other people, and you will amplify those in them. Talk about, hey, you know what I really love about you? I love the fact that you are so humorous. I love the fact that you are blah, 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 blah. And talk about that. Just say what you enjoy, because that'll help people amplify that. Rather than constantly poking at the things that you don't enjoy, rather than always pointing out, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. Because then people, whatever you point out in them, is what they'll begin to focus on. And when they're focusing on all the things that they are doing wrong, they're actually going to continue to do those things, even if they're trying to avoid them, because now they're focused on them. They're trying so hard not to do something. For example, if I tell you don't think about a pink flamingo, don't think about it. Don't you dare picture it in your mind. Don't you dare think about a pink flamingo. Don't you dare think about what it's like to sip a cup of coffee. Don't think about it. Don't think about what it's like to bite into a lemon. Don't imagine it, right? Of course, you're going to start focusing on it. Your mind automatically goes there. So when it comes to what we're always conversing about, what we're always pointing out in other people, if we're predominantly pointing out what we don't like, we actually kind of amplify that. And even if we're telling somebody not to do something, we end up kind of amplifying it. Of course, we can point out what we don't like, but we must kind of focus on predominantly pointing out what we do like, because that really helps people know what they should do in order to, bring out positive emotion. It helps them be their best self, right? We also have the card here of flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. Look at that. That one fits in so well with this reading. Extend your light-hearted energy. Page of Wands is such a flirt. This is such a flirt energy. Coming back to that, that romantic innocence of how are you doing today? And, kind of having those subtle flirty moments to boost the fire. Having fun again within your love life rather than taking it so seriously, rather than taking your love life as a responsibility or as a chore or as something that we have to do. Let's look at it as that fun thing that's just like, I just love to explore this. I love to explore romance. I love to explore people and relationship. Look at, we have make the effort. So, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Make the effort. If there's something that you really want, but maybe you're hoping that somebody might read your mind about it, why not you make the effort to doing that for them? Because then they're going to see, oh, that's what they like. You know, what I've learned in my life, especially in love, sometimes I'd want certain things within my love life, and I was just hoping, like, I'd hint around, like, oh, I really want this. Oh, like, I'd really like it if we went on a date or went on this or did that. I really like that. And you know, sometimes people don't fully pick up on our hints. Sometimes we're kind of subtle about them, or sometimes we're just hoping that they're gonna do what we want to do. But sometimes you just have to make the initiative yourself. You know, like, oh, I really like when there's candles lit at night, by the way. I like when we have candlelit dinners, wink, 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 you know. And then sometimes that person is just like, they're not as inspired by that maybe, and so they don't really think about it as often. We might point it out, but it might not cross their mind as often because it might not be something that they're trying to do, right? But what I've learned in my life is to create those moments for myself if I want them. How about I create them and do it for the other person, right? And then I get to enjoy that. They also get to enjoy that. And then they also remember it a bit more. And then they're more likely to do it in the future because they actually remember those moments. And then they're like, wow, that was actually really fun. I noticed my partner really liked that when they did that. I'm going to do that for them. And then it makes it more known rather than kind of just using words. Sometimes we have to show it. Sometimes we have to make the actual effort. And sometimes we have to make the moment ourselves in order to make it a new pattern, make it a new habit. So yeah, sometimes those are just little things that we can do to create the experiences we want. Right? Sometimes communication doesn't show enough. Sometimes we need to do the action as well. And it makes it more memorable, and it makes it more clear as well. It makes it more clear. Sometimes people don't have the same vision in their head as we do, just through the use of words. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. Group 2, trust. Having the trust, building trust, very important. Using honesty. We also have to trust. If we want someone to be honest with us, we must first trust them. If they prove us wrong, then of course we lose the trust. But in order for somebody to be honest with us, we must first extend the offer of trust. Imagine that you first meet somebody for the first time and you automatically just don't trust them. That person's going to be a lot less likely to feel open enough to even share their honesty with you. But when you first extend out the offer of trust, most of the time people will honor that. And of course, if they don't, that's when we remove it. But there is a message here of Spirit saying to extend the arm of trust. We also have communication coming up. We all know that famous saying that communication is the most important aspect of a relationship. And it truly is, but sometimes we have to focus on what ways we're communicating. There's many more ways of communication rather than just words. Ace of Swords is about words. But then there's a deeper form of communication, such as action. Page of Wands is action. Make the effort is action. There's communication that goes beyond just words. Of course, words really help a lot. They help explain things on a complete other depth. But when we can encompass all the aspects of communication, including emotion, expression of emotion, expression of words, expression of action, all the different forms of communication in one create a much clearer picture. I'm also hearing in your love life there's something coming up from Spirit about being open and vulnerable about something. There's something in which maybe we've been wanting to express that we've been keeping within. And there's something about possibly extending the invitation to somebody else of, hey, please, I want you to trust me, and I want you to feel comfortable opening up to me. And of course, if we tell somebody that they can trust us, we must actually uphold that trust. You know, if they're telling us information that they want to be kept as private, we must honor that, right? We must honor that, and we must show that they can trust us through our actions of actually keeping our promises, keeping our word on things, and to not throw out promises that we can't keep, right? We also have, again, the effort card. Make the effort and then effort. Spirit is saying to throw in some more effort rather than waiting for somebody else to make the first move, rather than waiting for somebody else to open up the conversation. I'm hearing send out the invitation. I'm hearing the word send out the invitation, make the effort. And don't get frustrated if things don't happen right away. I'm hearing that a repeated pattern of effort, a repeated pattern of trust is going to build a very solid foundation for you in your love life. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what other cards we get for you. Let's take out this deck right here. Let's see, group 2, messages for your love life. We have the macrocosm, focusing on the little things. Little things, sometimes within our love life, we tend to only focus on or macrocosm is the big thing, sorry. Microcosm is the small things. Macrocosm is the big things. But I am also hearing a message here about looking at the little things that go by unnoticed that some people do for us, and being thankful for that, and looking at that bigger picture, looking at the bigger picture of your love life. I'm also hearing something about being with people who make the effort for you as well. Look at that big picture. We need to put in effort, but we also need to be with people that reciprocate that same effort. People that reciprocate that same effort. We also have the card of transformation. How do you want your love life to change? Is there anything that you would want to be different about your love life? And how can we be that change? Because sometimes when we make the change first, others will follow. If we make the change, we can be the inspiration for others to follow. But a lot of the times when we're just talking about change, we're talking about it, but we don't actually do it. We don't actually make the effort and do those changes. That talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is nothing. But when talk is in alignment with action and effort and change, then that is the complete package. I'm hearing that there's going to be a lot of transformation within your love life through action, through effort, through making the transformations that you are wanting to see in yourself and others. When we're the ones to take the first step, it's almost like a bridge that can help inspire others to also make that same effort. So let's go ahead and see some more cards for you. So group 2. All right, there's quite a few cards that kind of wanted to slip out there. So we have study. So I think a lot of you are going through some pretty deep learning right now within your love life. I think that there's a lot to learn always within relationships and within love. I'm also hearing that for some of you, there may be an opportunity for learning a lot more through someone or through some book or program or something like this, where there's an opportunity to learn a lot. I'm hearing that some of you will get the opportunity to maybe read a book within the next 3 months. It's actually going to be a very interesting book as well. Like somebody might just give you a book, for example. Somebody might give you a book that's like, they're like, oh, I really highly recommend you read this. It transformed my life, or something like this. And Spirit's saying, do dive into it, even if it's dry in the beginning, because there's going to be a lot of information where you get quite a lot of like deep epiphanies and realizations through it. We also have the card here of creativity. Letting the creative fun side out. I'm telling you, Spirit has such a message on just being flirty, fun, and creative. Be flirty, fun, and creative. Think about, what are some new things that I can do in my love life? What are some new things that I can do to spice things up, to bring this fun back into it? Get creative and make the effort of that. I'm hearing leaving love notes around. Leaving like a note for your partner, a surprise note, something that they don't even expect. Get creative. It's going to bring the fun and the spark right back. We also have safe home. Creating a safe space is one of the most essential things in partnerships and in relationship. It helps build that trust. It helps us open up. Creating a safe space. And then we also have the abundance. You would be so surprised how much your whole love life is going to change. I'm hearing that in 9 months from now, your love life is going to radically transform in a great, beautiful way. Even if your love life's going okay right now, like there's going to be some deeper learning, some deeper realizations about how we can step it up and be more creative, be more, I don't know, like extraordinary. There's a lot of abundance within that is untapped into. Group 2, I feel like a lot of you have a big opportunity for fun and abundance in your love life. A lot of you have a big opportunity that's sort of like right in front of your eyes. But it just requires seeing that opportunity by letting go of kind of our current pattern and thinking and opening up to the transformation of being creative, making the effort, going above and beyond. This is going to set in flow a sort of energy that is going to bring a lot more abundance and fun into your life. I'm really serious when I say 9 months from now. I feel like a lot of you are going to have, there's going to be a heightened level of fun and excitement and romance and passion in your love life. There's going to be some shifts that happen. They're really positive shifts that are bringing in more goodness for you. So that is basically what we have there. We're also going to take our Astro dice to end off today's reading. We're going to roll the zodiac sign dice 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that are going to be in your life over the next year. So this could be a reflection of your own sun, moon, or rising sign, or someone else's. So let's see, group 2. We have Leo coming up for you. Taurus coming up for you. Leo, Taurus, and Virgo. So Leo, Taurus, and Virgo, those are the top 3 most likely zodiac signs, sun, moon, or rising sign of you or someone else that's going to be significant or important in your love life over the next year. So this could even be a friend that may help you in your love life. This could be yourself. This could be a partner. This could be all types of relationships that may be influencing or having a deeper impact on your love life throughout this next year. Now we're also going to roll all of these all together now to get any last information. I'm also going to restart my camera because it is about to cut out. Okay, we're back. So let's go ahead and roll these one last time. Let's see. So we have, what planet is this? Mercury in Pisces in the 3rd house. Ooh, Mercury being in the 3rd house. It loves being in the 3rd house. Mercury is the planet of communication, knowledge, wisdom, learning. Could be short travel as well. Being in the 3rd house, there is definitely deeper learning that you're doing in your love life. And this is also hugely about communication. Communicating your ideas, communicating things that normally you may think are things that should just be known. Some of us don't communicate certain things because we assume that the other person just already knows that stuff. Sometimes we may think that something's common sense because it might be common sense for us, but it may not be common sense for someone else. Learning how to communicate those things that, you know, we might think don't need to be communicated. Communicating beyond just the regular normal communication. This is going a bit deeper. Pisces goes deeper. Pisces also is the sign that can indicate like different, deeper things that we might have within us. Getting deeper on your communication. Extending that level of trust. Keeping our partner's privacy, like respecting it. That would be Mercury in Pisces in the 3rd house. Respecting privacy on certain things. Respecting promises is a huge thing. So that is Mercury being in Pisces in the 3rd house right there. Respecting things, using communication, and also using loving communication. Talking about bigger topics, deeper topics. Getting to know someone on a much deeper level. Seeing beyond what's just spoken through words. Seeing deeper than just what's written on the surface. So that is what we have for your love life, group number 2, and the deep sort of transformative message that Spirit wanted to give you today. So it definitely looks like your love life is going to transform in a beautiful way over the next 9 months to become more fun, more exciting, more flirtatious. But it's going to come through making the effort, through being creative, allowing creative ideas to flow and healing those more deeper aspects of us. So that is what we have there. I hope you enjoyed today's reading, group number 2. I'm sending you so much love in your love life. And I hope you have a great and amazing day, my loves. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 3, my beautiful angel aura quartz pile. Let's go ahead and see what's in store for you, what Spirit has to say about your love life. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. Okay, group 3, here's what we have for you. We have the 6 of Cups being reversed, then we have the 7 of Cups upright. Then we have the 2 of Pentacles being reversed, and then we have the 10 of Wands upright, the Ace of Cups upright. So one of the first questions I have for you is okay, this might not make sense at first, but we're going to get deeper into it. But one of the first questions is, are we trying to prove something in our love life? Because there is a bit of a message here that Spirit wants to point out, is that there may be a tendency to overwork ourselves in this area, to go way above and beyond, to the point that we might not be seeing, like, is this what I want? Do I want to build a life where I'm like overworking myself and Should love require overworking? Of course, all love requires effort. It requires, effort. It doesn't require work, I'd say. It requires effort. Love shouldn't be work, but it does require effort. However, there is a card here, the Ten of Wands, that kind of symbolizes overexerting ourselves. There's a slight imbalance here with the Two of Pentacles being reversed, where we may give so much and we might not be as good at receiving, or we may feel as if we need to give so much in order to just receive a little bit. If that rings true for you, then Spirit really wants to bring your attention to that and ask, why? Why are you underselling yourself? And why do you feel the need to work so hard just for a little bit of affection or a little bit of reward or a little bit of return? It should be equal. It should be even. But there's something right now where it's not quite even. This could also be the opposite. So for some of you, this could also be the fact that maybe we expect somebody to do so much for us without realizing it or without giving the same in return. It could also be talking about that. However, for most of you that chose this pile, I feel like this is the other way around, where I feel like you are likely overworking yourself. This stems back to childhood for a lot of you. That's why we have the Six of Cups coming up. I know this reading's getting deep right now. Spirit is just like, we're not holding back. We're just going to start going. We're going to start unplugging the whole thing. So with the Six of Cups being reversed here, this indicates that it's something from childhood where we may feel as if in our childhood, maybe we had to work really hard and show a lot in order to get maybe the appreciation or affection from our parents. Maybe our parents expected a lot from us or put a lot of pressure on us. Therefore, we grew up kind of being used to overdoing it and overexerting ourselves to only have like a little bit of thanks, right? And Spirit says that that's not the way it has to be. In fact, you so much deserve somebody who's going to give you back equally what you give to them. Watch what you choose. What are you choosing? This is up to you. Spirit wants you to know that this is all up to you. Your love life is up to you. What are you choosing? What are you picking? And we don't need to prove ourselves to anyone. A huge aspect that Spirit really wants you to know is that you are lovable just for being you. You are just a beautiful human on this planet who deserves love just for existing. You know, for example, a lot of us will like buy a pet, right? Let's use this as an example. Humans buy pets. People buy pets. And they know that they have to take care of that pet. They have to feed it. They have to pick up its poop. They have to take it out on walks. They have to groom it. They have to take care of this pet. But they get the pet just because they want to love something. They want to love something. And the pet doesn't pick up our poop. The pet doesn't, the pet doesn't feed us. We do that, right? But it's because we want love. Guess what? You are completely lovable. There's someone out there who would love to just love you just for existing, just because they want something to love. They don't require you to pick up their poop. Okay, this reading is getting funny. They don't require you to feed them and do all of this. You know, of course, in a relationship, there should be a give and take. And of course, we want to take care of each other, especially as humans, of course, we're capable of taking care of each other, right? So I don't want to use the example of you being a pet by any means, but because that example is such a good one to kind of show how humans in nature just want to love, right? You're worthy of receiving love. You don't need to do all of these tricks and all of these things in order to be lovable. You don't need to do and exert effort beyond capacity in order to be lovable. You're lovable just for existing. And that's literally why we have the Ace of Cups right here. Like, I love how Spirit set out these cards to paint this beautiful picture about how lovable you are. Ace of Cups, you're lovable just for existing, and it's time to also begin filling your cup. Fill yourself with love. Fill yourself with love. Spirit really, really wants you to fill yourself with love, because as you do this, you're going to realize how much love that you have within, and that anyone's lucky to be with you just for the existence of love. Okay? So, and of course it's nice to do things for people. Of course it's super nice to do things for people. However, should we bend over backwards every single day in order to get love? No, we're lovable regardless. We should do things out of the kindness of our heart because we want to, but don't do it because we think that we have to in order to receive love. And also look at what the give and take, what the balance is. Are we getting back what we're putting in? And if not, it's time to focus on balancing that, because, like, why should we just get small little breadcrumbs for putting in so much work and effort? We deserve to be reciprocated fairly, right? None of us would take a job where we're getting paid like a penny a day, right? So how much are we willing to do in our love life? Of course, this should be reciprocal. It should be even. So how can we work on creating more evenness? And Spirit says the way that you're going to do this is by giving love to yourself. As much as you give love to others, in return, also give that much to yourself. And as you do that, it'll actually create more balance in your other relationships with other people. If you start giving yourself just as much love as you give to others, it'll naturally even out. Look, we have true love. A lot of you, some of you really want to find your true love. If you're single right now, I feel like a lot of you are wanting to find that. You're going to find that by loving yourself to where you're never going to settle for someone who doesn't give you back the true love you give out. You should only ever invite people into your life who reciprocate the same amount of love that you give. You are not the only one on this planet who is capable of loving so deeply. There are other people on this planet who are very capable of that, and it's about finding the people who reciprocate the same kind of love that you have to give. Let's see what else we get. We also have, we have the card of very soon. If you're single right now, my loves, the moment you start giving yourself love, I feel like there's a relationship like right on the horizon for you. Like 3 months after working on giving yourself love and loving yourself, I feel like someone's going to immediately come into your life. For those of you that are already in a relationship, I'm hearing that as you begin to love yourself, you naturally magnetize more love towards you from your partner. Oh, and then there's 2 more cards that just fell out. Let's see what those are. We have, release your ex. If some of you are stuck on the past, the 6 of Cups can sometimes talk about our past. It's time to let that energy go. Release your ex. No longer holding on to things that are not reciprocating. Realizing when it's time to let things go is going to be a huge healing aspect for you. The other card that we had coming out, I said coming, oh my God, there's literally another one behind my water. We have getting to know each other, and then we also have calling in your soulmate. Don't settle for less than what it is you truly deserve, my group number 3s or 2s. 3? 2? 2? 3? What is this pile? 3? Oh my gosh, we're on pile 3. I'm sorry, I totally forgot what pile we were on. Sorry if I've said number 2 throughout this reading. This is definitely group number 3. Anyway, calling in your soulmate, getting to know each other. I think, I feel like you should reserve your love. There's this message, and I haven't fully decoded what this message is that I'm getting in right now, so I'm sorry if it takes me a second. But there's a message about reserving your love for those who deserve it. Getting to know someone before letting them have your love. Your love is your energy. And of course we should love, everyone. There's that concept. We should love everyone. Yes. But the romantic, affectionate, deep, nourishing love, that of which we only share with an intimate partner, we should have that on reserve once we actually know someone and we know, hey, that is the person I want to share that with. For those of you that are already in a relationship, I'm hearing that getting to know your partner more, getting to know them more, also opening up about yourself is going to help create more balance as well. Feeling that soulmate energy that you desire, that true love energy, and connecting with that. Waiting until you actually have that before opening yourself up, before giving away all of your precious love. Wait until you have that person that is just so equal to you, so deep with you, and release things from your past. Very soon, my loves. I feel like somebody very special is coming into your life if you're single. Okay, let's dive into some more cards here. Let's dive into this deck. Let's see, what else does Spirit have to say for my group 3s? This one's really wanting to come out. Daydream. Daydream. Ooh, I like that. Get creative. Daydream about what it is that you would love to attract in your life. What dynamic of a relationship would you love to have? Do you want something that looks like this? And if so, dive deeper into that. And then seek that, find that. And don't just see it in somebody because you want to see it in them. See it in them because you actually genuinely see that within them and see it through their actions. I hope that's making sense. That's like a side message that kind of came through. We also have rejection. Some of you have been hurt before through rejection. And some of you are still kind of really confused about it, is something that I'm hearing. Some of you are really confused about a rejection that you've had in the past. And it's calling a lot of your attention, which is, I think, why we also have this card coming up. We have these 3. All these talk about the past and like an ex and that kind of stuff. There has been a rejection that you still find confusing. And Spirit has a very particular thing to say about that. They want you to know that if you've been rejected and it's been confusing because you gave so much, that person wasn't ready to receive. Also, that person wasn't in energetic alignment with what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you want. And in understanding that, it'll be easier for you to move on and to also find someone who is in energetic alignment. So don't worry about not being the match for someone in the past. Spirit is saying that that's one of the biggest blessings that could have ever happened to you, even if you don't see it in the moment. They really want you to know that. They want you to know that a relationship that didn't work out in the past for you was the most magical blessing. And you're going to see that and understand that in the future. In the future, once you find the person that's actually meant for you, you're going to look back on this person that you used to really like, and you are going to be so shocked where you could almost like think to yourself and laugh to yourself about like, wow, do I ever wish I could go back in the past and just shake my old self to get them to know and to trust that there's something so much better out there for you. So much better. Like, wow. If only you could see, like, what's in store for you, what's meant for you is just so wildly so much better that you're gonna be like, wow, I can totally see why the past didn't work out. It makes so much sense. It's gonna make so much sense for you, I promise. So trust it. Trust the universe. Trust divine timing. Trust divine redirection. There's been redirections in your love life in the past. Oh, and you are being connected right now. You're already actually connected to the future that you're meant for. You may not fully see that yet. You may not be fully rooted in it yet, but you're very connected to it. You're on that path. So don't worry about not being on the right path in your love life. Don't worry about like you're on the right path, okay? You're on the right path. Spirit is really wanting you to love yourself, though. The more that you love yourself, the more that you can learn how to put that love into you and build yourself up, your love life is going to completely change around so good, like in such a good, positive, beautiful, beautiful way. To where you're connecting with real, true love. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. Group 3, group 3, group 3. Best possible decision. I feel like this is talking about this. The decision to release your ex, the decision to let go is going to be the best thing that you've ever done for yourself. Especially if it's something that's not holding up the way that it should, the way that it's supposed to. We also have grace and good cheer. Move along with grace through your life. There's no need to harbor resentment or any other negative emotion. When we move along with grace, we uphold our integrity and that of others. And that's a beautiful thing, to just uplift, leave things uplifted, leave things in a better place than when you found them. And then you know you've contributed to the world in a very beautiful way. We also have the card of good cheer. Be optimistic. And I know sometimes that's easier said than done, but Spirit has a message here of being optimistic. Have good cheer. Have good cheer. Give that love to yourself. All that effort that you're so willing to give to others, give it to yourself and watch how much your life transforms. And then, of course, you know, if somebody's worthy, if somebody actually shows the worthiness of your love and of your grace, then allow that. But for now, if there isn't, put all of that energy and effort towards yourself and literally watch how your life is going to transform and change. It'll be wild how much it transforms and changes in a very, very, very good, positive way. So let's see what else we have. My beautiful group number 3s. Can I just say that I'm feeling your energy right now, group 3? You have such a beautiful, kind, I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps while I'm saying this. You have such a beautiful, kind energy. Protect it. And give it to those who deserve it. And of course, be kind and graceful with everyone, of course. But when it comes to exuding a lot of energy and effort, save that for those who deserve it. It's great and amazing to be kind and graceful to everybody, and we should be. But when it comes to exuding mass amount of effort, not everyone deserves that. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. Group 3, group 3, group 3. Wisdom. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got this message. Getting goosebumps again. I'm getting this message for you, group 3. I'm seeing you when you're older right now. My gosh, are you ever somebody to look up to? Like, even right now, I feel like you're an old soul. You're an old soul. You've connected with a lot of people, which is also why you're so compassionate. This is why you're so compassionate. You're an older soul. However, again, for some reason, Spirit's calling me to talk about who you're going to be when you're older. You are somebody to really look up to. Someone with a lot of wisdom. I'm getting goosebumps all over it. Whenever I get goosebumps, it's Spirit saying, yes, that's truth. Yes, that's truth. And I'm getting mad goosebumps right now. Like, so many throughout my body. You are aging gracefully. We have the grace card, we have the wisdom. You are going to age so gracefully. And let me tell you, the people who are missing out on having you in their life, they're missing out. They're missing out, to say the least. I'm not sure how to put this in the best words. Even you right now, you're so worthy of love. You're so worthy of so much, even right now. But as you get older, you're continuing to upgrade. You're continuing to upgrade with every year that passes in your life. You're not letting yourself downgrade, group 3s. You have a strong resilience in you. And I'm seeing like the essence of your appearance, your energy, your wisdom, your soul and your spirit as you're getting older, and the amount of refinement that you're creating over the years. You are this like beautiful, wise, like person to look up to as you get older, and even right now. Like, I want to make that clear, which I'm also talking about the you that exists right now. You are amazing. You are already so graceful, so wise, and so deserving, so deserving. But for some reason, Spirit is wanting to talk about, I feel like some of you worry about when you're older for some reason. You may worry like, oh, am I going to be unlovable? Am I going to be worthy of love? Am I going to find love? Am I going to, be happy? Some of you, I feel like that's been a worry of yours, which is probably why Spirit's bringing this up right now. The way in which you are going to be taking care of yourself and building yourself over the years to come, more than lovable. You're more than lovable. I see you being in a very happy, very healthy relationship, and it's very equal. And you're going to have so much wisdom about love. And you're also very strong. You're becoming very strong through the experiences that you're going through and have been through. It's giving you a type of strength that cannot be built in any other way, shape, or form. You're going to have such a message to teach. I see you being a wise teacher with such strength, beauty, and grace within you. Like, I don't even have words to explain the visions and emotions that Spirit's giving me to explain this to you, because Spirit speaks to me not always in words. Sometimes it's very it's such an abstract feeling that could be explained with millions of words. But the sort of essence that I'm feeling is nearly unexplainable. It's just like this, yeah, deep, strong wisdom. I know I'm kind of repeating myself right now, and I apologize for that, but I'm just so trying to pick apart the words to describe this feeling and vision that I'm getting for you. I guess when it comes down to it, the thing that Spirit's really wanting to address within you is do not worry about your future, because my God, are you going to be one of the very much like almost an idol to other people when it comes to love, when it comes to grace, when it comes to beauty, when it comes to life. Don't worry about that. There's such a message of don't worry about that. Don't worry about aging. Don't worry about getting older. Don't worry about being too late to anything. And I don't mean like showing up late to certain things. I don't mean that in a literal sense. I mean, don't fear being behind in life. You're not. You're very much not. In fact, you're very ahead. You're very ahead. If you could see it in the big picture, you're very much ahead of things. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. We have grounded. Oh, grounding is such an important thing. Doing grounding exercises to help you get back centered is going to help really a lot. Getting grounded, especially when you're confused about certain things and your head might be up in the air. Get grounded, get strong, tap into that inner wisdom. You're an old soul. You have so much wisdom within you that's untapped into, by the way. And it exists there through like past lives. And I know that sounds really esoteric, but like you really do have a lot of that wisdom within you, but it's very subconscious. So get grounded, sit down with it, and learn by looking within. Get grounded, be strong through anything that comes your way. And you'd be surprised at how much wisdom you have just sitting underneath, waiting to come out and be utilized. So that is what we have there, my beautiful group number 3s. We're also going to roll our astro dice. We're going to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that'll most likely be in your life over the next year within your love life. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign, or even a reflection of your own. So let's go ahead and see what we get for you. We have Gemini coming up, Virgo, and Capricorn. Gemini, Virgo, and Capricorn seem like they are the top 3 zodiac signs that may be on your mind. They may be lessons that we're learning through reflection. They may be friends. They may be intimate partners, family members, anything. They could be a reflection of anyone that may be of a significant influence on your love life over the next year, my love. It could even be somebody that you don't even know yet. So those are the top 3 zodiac signs, Gemini, Virgo, and Capricorn. That could also be a reflection of your own sun, moon, or rising sign. So that is what we have there. Now let's go ahead and roll these all together to get any last info for you. Okay, so we have Leo. So what is this one? Mercury in Leo in the 7th house. Ooh, the 7th house of partnership. I feel like the 7th house barely ever comes up in the astro dice, but here we are. Mercury in Leo in the 7th. Express yourself and create more balance. The 7th house is about balance, and look at, we need to focus on more balance. We need to focus on receiving and giving equally. Let's balance it out. And let's also look at those long-term relationships. Who do we want in our life in the long run? And how do we raise our standards so that we no longer are, accepting anything below what it is that we exactly desire? Mercury is about defining and also communicating. Clear boundaries, clear expectations, and knowing it within yourself. Creating more fairness. Expressing your true heart. I'm hearing love notes, love messages, expressing what's on your mind, expressing what you truly feel to someone, being open to dates, especially if you're single. This can also be putting yourself out there. Mercury and Leo in the 7th house, this could definitely indicate putting yourself out there. If you're single, what are some ways that we can put ourselves out there in the dating pool? Because if we're just sitting at home, we're not probably going to find somebody. Our soulmate's probably not going to come knocking on our door if they don't know, where to go. So yeah, put yourself out there. If you're single and you're wanting to call in your soulmate, put yourself out there. And that'll be the way. If you are already in a relationship, this is about expressing what's true in your heart and seeking fairness. So that is what we have there, my beautiful group number 3s. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Just so you guys know, you're manifesting some really big things in your love life. Some really big things. And there's so much more goodness yet to come. So again, I hope you enjoyed this reading, my beautiful group 3s. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope you have an amazing and wonderful day, and I'll see you hopefully in my next video. Bye. Okay, my beautiful group number 4s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading, so let's get right into it. Okay, so group number 4, here's what we have for you. So we have the Ace of Wands being reversed. Actually, all the cards are reversed. So we have Ace of Wands, the Emperor, the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of pentacles here. And it's interesting you guys also chose the crystal pyrite. And it's very interesting that I even placed pyrite on this group, because one of the first sort of themes that we have, Spirit wants to help you transform unworthiness in your love life. Not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough. And pyrite is a crystal that particularly is helpful for feeling worthy and confident. Pyrite's associated with sometimes feeling imposter syndrome, especially since pyrite is also known as fool's gold. And so sometimes they feel like, oh, I'm not gold, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. Because they're comparing, it's like a comparison, right? And a lot of people mistake it for something, and maybe we're worried that someone's gonna see one day that we're not good enough. Maybe we worry sometimes that someone's not going to look at us the same anymore. Maybe we worry that we need to show and prove how worthy we are in order to keep things going well. There's an insecurity here, and Spirit really wants you to know how worthy you really are, but it's about what you see in yourself. What are you looking at within yourself? And Spirit wants to show you something right now, okay? So this is, I love this message. Spirit just gave such a clear, and I'm loving what's coming up right now. So it's going to take me a second to explain it all, but I just want to express that I'm really enjoying this message that's coming up right now. So what are you counting as your worth? There is aspects of yourself that you see as not being up to par with what you want. We all have standards for ourselves, and it's human nature. It's in human nature to want more for ourselves. Every time that we achieve something, there's going to be something else that we desire. That is actually naturally part of human nature, to constantly want to improve, because that's how, as a species, we grow and thrive. Because every time we reach a goal, we see, oh, there's the next thing that I want to get to. You know, we reach a beautiful mountain with a beautiful waterfall, but then we see off in the distance like, oh shit, look at over there. There's this beautiful temple on this other mountain. Let's go there. You know, that's what drives human existence, is to want the next thing, to see your potential, to see where you could be, where you could go. That is what drives human existence. But I feel like a lot of you within your love life, you look at the things that you currently don't have yet, and you see that as your faults. You see that as something that oh, I need to improve myself. I need to be better. I need to go after more. Otherwise I'm going to be unlovable. I need to prove myself. Otherwise I'm going to be unlovable. I need to do more. I need to offer more. I need to provide more. But that's not the case. When it comes to love, That's not how you measure worthiness. There's different values outside of material gain, outside of anything that we could put a price tag on or even let alone define. The things that measure worthiness of love are abstract, which is why we have all these pentacles that are reversed here. The pentacles talk about the material world. Your worthiness, your lovableness has everything to do with the immaterial. Okay, it doesn't have to do with your looks. I think some of you may worry sometimes like, oh, if I get a wrinkle, or oh my God, I need to like look my best. You're focused on the material worthiness of receiving love and being able to give love and share love. Love goes so far beyond that, and Spirit wants you to know how worthy you are simply because of what's underneath. You actually have a lot to give also in the physical, but values such as affection, honesty, partnership, support, emotional connection, loving connection, romantic connection. All of these things are not anything to do with your appearance, your money, your assets, your status. It has nothing to do with that. So Spirit wants you to look at, how loving are you? Are you a loving human? Do you have a lot of love to give? Do you have a lot of love to express? Affection to share? That makes you so worthy of long-lasting, beautiful love. That alone right there makes you worthy. Makes you more than worthy. You know, like animals, for example, like when we have a pet. I keep using pet examples in these readings, but there's like an easy one to use, I guess. But when we have a pet, for example, we don't look at like, what's this pet doing? Are they cleaning up after themselves? Are they being of service to me? Are they, you know, wiping my butt and making me clean? Are they helping me out? Are they pulling their own weight? We don't look at that to be able to give affection and to love a pet, you know? So don't look at that when it comes to yourself and your own love life. Of course, it's a beautiful thing to be able to give back physically and materially. That's a beautiful thing. And that is also a great addition to a relationship. However, it is not the thing that makes you worthy or not of love. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to... What requires in love is, what do you have within? What do you have within? Are you a good partner? Are you supportive? Are you working on yourself emotionally, spiritually? What are all those things underneath, right? Spirit wants you to know how worthy you are, okay? So a great transformation that Spirit wants you to make within your love life is to see how beautifully worthy you are already. And if you want to create a very beautiful, lasting relationship, it's looking beyond the material, looking beyond the physical, looking at what's there to last. There is so much abundance to be explored, and you are very, very, very worthy and capable of creating the best love life for yourself. Spirit basically, like the real message here from Spirit overall for you, group number 4, is to be more confident in yourself, to be more nurturing to yourself. And in doing so, we're also learning how to give to others in a way that really matters. In love, people want affection, not just, you know, status. That's not something that withholds love in it, right? So I know, I mean, I'm kind of repeating myself now. I tend to do that in these readings, and I'm trying to become more aware of it and to not repeat myself so much. But sometimes I just want to give very, very detailed messages, but here we are. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. What else does Spirit have to say? Forgiving and learning. So learning and growing. Don't be hard on yourself. Some of you hold yourself to an unexplainably high standard, especially since all of these cards are reversed right here. All of these cards talk about the standard that you hold for yourself. Some of you have very high standards. And, you know, it's good to have high standard, but it's also good to nurture yourself, to forgive yourself for any mistakes, to just learn from them, be more easy on yourself, let things flow. Whenever we become too rigid and too hard, we almost stop the flow. But when we become a little bit more loose, a little bit more open, it allows the energy to flow, the river to flow. It allows life to keep kind of moving forward with more ease. And I'm hearing a message of be easy on yourself. Reconciliation, also being easy on others. Not holding unexplainably high standards. Of course you should have standards. You should have standards, you should have values. Absolutely. They help us so much. But I'm hearing like a forgiveness, and also allowing more flow, allowing communication. If somebody has something to say, fully just allow it. If you have something to say, allow it. I'm hearing like remake that beautiful bond with yourself of like love. See your past experiences as beautiful past experiences that taught you so much. If some of you are in a relationship, I'm hearing forgiving your partner, apologizing to your partner about something. I feel like there's going to be a deep realization over the next 2 months, especially for those of you that are in a relationship right now. There's going to be a deep realization over the next 2 months that's going to help transform your relationship for the better. And it requires kind of like open communication. I'm also hearing being more fun and lighthearted with yourself. When the Ace of Wands is reversed, we're putting out our own fire. We're putting out our own fire, and we're maybe stopping ourselves from expressing ourselves. We're maybe stopping ourselves and being like, ooh, I don't want to be too much. I don't want to lay things on too hard, which again, we should be conscious of those things. But at the same time, we have to allow ourselves to grow. We have to allow ourselves to express, to share what we want to share, to be who we want to be. This card is hugely about expression, action and expression. What type of action do you hold yourself back from a lot? What type of expression do you hold yourself back from a lot? How can we open up the channels of expression and creativity and fun again? Because the wands are a very fun energy. They're the energy of fire. So don't put out your own fire. How can we light up our fire? I think a lot of you have been discouraging with yourself, the way that you've been maybe thinking towards yourself, when it comes to maybe problem solving, when it comes to figuring things out. I feel like a lot of you have been almost judgmental and harsh on yourself to the point where it's kind of putting out your fire a little bit, putting out your flame. However, you could turn this around and use encouraging self-talk. We can still look at, you know, the things that we may need to improve, the things that we may need to work on. But if we flip around our dialogue and we make it encouraging rather than discouraging, you're going to grow that fire. You're going to grow that fun. And I'm also hearing that Spirit wants you, or is encouraging you, to be more fun and lighthearted when it comes to everything in life, not even just your love life. Be more fun and lighthearted. When you face a challenge, how can we be fun and lighthearted about it? Like, I'm seeing SpongeBob in my head, and they're comparing like SpongeBob and Patrick to Squidward. Let's say you have SpongeBob versus Squidward, and let's say that they reach the same challenge in life. How are those two going to react? Of course, we know like Squidward is the typical like very down, harsh, discouraging kind of attitude, whereas SpongeBob is very like optimistic, like let's go get it, let's figure it out, and he's always just positive, right? Let's put both of them facing a hard challenge. Who's going to overcome that better? Who's going to actually have a better outcome? Probably SpongeBob. He always has an optimistic outlook. He's always down. Even when a challenge comes up, he doesn't let it get him down. He doesn't let it get in the way. He's just like, all right, let's learn, let's grow, let's do it. Like that's the attitude. And it's a very fun attitude. He approaches everything with this sense of fun. And I feel like it's such a beautiful metaphor and secret to life, is to approach things with that attitude. And of course, we need to take things seriously, especially when you need to take things seriously. But at the same time, if we're only ever taking things very serious and very responsible, we create that rigidness that Squidward kind of is the archetype of. And that archetype actually ends up holding us back in a lot of ways. And it ends up ripping our spark away. Bring back the spark by allowing the fun, exciting, encouraging, funny, humorous, silly side of yourself back out again, and watch how it transforms your life. Okay, so let's dive even deeper into these cards. Let's go ahead and take out this deck right here and see what else we get for you. So group 4, having the confidence as well to express yourself in a silly, fun way, expressing those deeper aspects of yourself. Just express them. Like pyrite. Use the pyrite energy. Pyrite's about confidence and about self-worth. Use that pyrite energy and just express. Allow yourself to be open. You can even feel like, what I like to do, like a little exercise I like to do when I feel like I'm closing myself off, is I like to imagine that my chakras are opening. And as they open, I imagine that there's a lot of energy flow there. And I just allow myself to laugh and smile and fill myself with energy. And as you do that, you'll notice that those channels are more open. And then I imagine that if there's anything, any energy inside me that really wants to be expressed, I imagine that it just gets released through those chakras and through my smile. And sometimes I just laugh it out. And it makes me much more lighthearted. And it allows me to release those things that have been maybe holding me back a little bit. We also have the card of memories. What memories are you focused on the most? Are we focused on the negative memories of all the things that we've effed up on? Or are we focused on the memories of like, oh, those were the good times. How do I create more of that? What are we focusing on? Because whatever we focus on is what we build upon. Also, what kind of memories do you want to have in life? Do you want to have memories of focusing on responsibility and all these other things and all these serious topics? Or do you want to have memories of like creating joy and fun and expression and being silly and laughing at our mistakes? And what kind of memories do we want to create? We also have influence? Yeah, that says influence. We have the card of influence. Who are you surrounded by? A lot of the times the people that we're surrounded by and the things that we talk about most are the things that we end up thinking about most and acting like. Who are we currently being influenced by? Also look at, who are your idols? Who are we looking up to? Are we looking up to people who have a lot of problems in their relationships? Or are we looking up to people who kind of have it figured out? Who are we allowing influence us? What advice are we taking? Oh, then of course we have the card of fun coming up. Like, I mean, of course we do, because that's been one of the major topics that we were just discussing, was the topic of having fun and letting loose and letting things just glide up. The hot air balloon. That's actually a very interesting metaphor that we could use right now. So whenever you're feeling heated or hot or under pressure, allow it to just uplift you. Like, Whenever you're feeling that, a great exercise is to just be like, let's let off the steam and float up like a hot air balloon. Like, let's let it float us up. You can even take a negative emotion and allow it to raise you higher by realizing like, oh, this is silly, and then just having fun with it. Allowing ourselves to have more fun in life will help out so much. And it's interesting because one of my philosophies in relationships is that whenever you have like an issue or something, make it just like a fun topic to talk about. Like any time that I have like an annoyance or something that I want to bring up, like I'll kind of make a little bit of a joke about it, and I'll be like, haha, this happened again, like lol, you know, but I'll make it like kind of like funny, like when I bring it up. And you know, me and my boyfriend kind of like laugh at all of our things. Like anytime we have something to bring up to each other, like we just have fun with talking about it, but we take each other seriously enough to where we actually make the changes that we need to make. But at the same time, like, we don't need to argue about it. We don't need to be like, hey, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. It's more like, look at what happened. Can we discontinue this behavior? You know, and you can do like funny accents and stuff and whatnot, but you just have to know to take things seriously, but we can take things seriously in a more fun way. Anyway, that's what works for me. We also have the card of grounded. Getting more centered in yourself. Also, what do you want to be grounded in is a great question. What do you want to be grounded in? Do you want to be grounded in responsibility, hardship, getting your material life perfectly together? Or do you want to be grounded in fun, excitement, lightheartedness, learning, growth, but growth in a fun way? You know, what do we want to be grounded in? What do we want to be rooted in? This is also a card calling on your strength to pull back that confidence, realizing how powerful you are, how loving you are, how affectionate you are, all of those things underneath the surface of the material world, the things that actually build love. We also have receptivity, being receptive to the love that's already there rather than seeing love that's already there. Receptivity to when we pay more attention to the things that are beyond the physical, the things that are maybe being whispered to us, not maybe in a physical way, the things that are underlying, like being receptive to the sounds, the nuances, and having fun with it. Like if you think about the, what are they called? Wow, for some reason I want to call them crickets, grasshopper, whatever. Anyway, they make that romantic sound at night. The crickets, yes. They make that romantic sound at night by, you know, putting together their little feet, and it creates this beautiful sound. So keeping your ears open to learning and to kind of hearing, listening to what's really happening rather than letting our own fears or our own narratives kind of paint the picture for us. Being more receptive to what's actually being said, what's actually going on. Does that make sense? Like rather than kind of having our own narrative and our own fears sort of dictate the world around us, being more receptive to other things that are going on in our love life, what our partner's truly trying to say to us, rather than allowing our fear to paint the picture of what we're hearing. I hope that's making sense. Being more receptive to that subtlety. So that is basically what we have over there. I'm also going to take this other last deck before getting into our Astro dice here. So let's see any last messages for my group 4s. That came out right away. Perfect. Passion. Bringing back the passion. Ace of Wands has been reversed here. How can we bring back the passion? By encouraging rather than discouraging. Lighting the fire back up. Having more fun. Having more enjoyment. We also have imagination coming up. So let your imagination run more wild and free, but in a positive way. Allow it to roam the exciting ideas of what's possible. Allow it to paint a picture of how we can bring back more passion, how we can light up more passion in our lives and within our love life. I also feel like pulling out another card for you, and I feel like pulling it out from this deck. Let's see, one more card for group 4, and then we'll do some Astro Days. Express your love. Expressing yourself, opening up. Opening up, being a little bit more vulnerable. I'm also feeling this card. This could be the one. The only way to find out what somebody feels is to open up, to ask, to express your side of things, and to be receptive. Some of you may fear talking about certain things because some of you may fear knowing the truth. But I'm hearing that being more receptive is going to open you up so that you know, and then you can build upon what's real. We need to build upon what's real. That's another message that's coming through. We need to build upon what's real. And we can have fun in every moment, every challenge we reach. We can approach it from a place of fun and optimism. And it'll always bring us to a better place. It'll always serve us better to act from that place, rather than acting from a place of scarcity or fear or restriction. So that is what we have there. I hope that message came up clear. I feel like that was kind of a little bit all over the place, but I hope that came up clear for those of you who chose this group. Please let me know. I hope it did. Anyway, let's go ahead and roll the Astro Dice. We're going to roll this one 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that'll be in your life over the next year within your love life. This could be a reflection of somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign, or even a reflection of your own. We have Libra coming up. We have Cancer and Leo. So Libra, Cancer, and Leo are the top 3 most likely zodiac signs to be in your love life, or at least influencing your love life in some way, shape, or form over the next year. This could again be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign. This could be a partner of yours. This could be a friendship. This could be anyone sort of more predominantly taking a part in your love life over the next year. So let's go ahead and roll all these together now to get any last info. We have the sun in Aquarius in the 2nd house. Ooh. The 2nd house is the house of material again. I feel like looking at, because Aquarius, it's kind of the more out there sort of things, realizing that you have so much more to offer than just the material. You have so much more to offer beneath the surface. Focusing on that and growing that is going to greatly help and influence your love life and your confidence and your self-worth within your love life. Realizing that you're so much more worthy than what's just on the surface. You are so much more worthy. You don't need to have a perfect career. You don't need to have perfect looks, because everyone is naturally perfect in their own way. Of course, we can work on improving ourselves, and that's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. But knowing that we are worthy for who we are in the present moment as well. Completely worthy. And we can know that that is worthy of being lovable throughout our lives. So that is the message I have to end us off with over here, my beautiful group number 4s. I hope you enjoyed this message from Spirit. I hope it helped shape you in some way, shape, or form for the better, to help you grow with confidence and realize that you are so worthy of love, my loves. Group number 4, beyond worthy of love. So I'm sending you so much love. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.